How y'all doing today? This is Conscious Thoughts. This is King Harp, my guy Yogi right here, and we also got Divine Child in the building. How you doing, man?
We're doing good, fella.
As far as us, like, who is your favorite rappers growing up?
I'm curious to know, man, because he come from the late 90s, early 2000s.
You gonna do this to me, man? Like, come on.
Like, come on.
Let's get your top 3 artists, your top 3 influences, then your top 5 of all time. That's what we
Top
need.
3 influences?
And then top 5 of all time.
Okay. Oh, man.
And why? Why are your top 3 influences?
Number 1, definitely Jay-Z.
Okay.
You know what I mean? His business mindset is so phenomenal. And besides the fact that he made great music,
right?
It's just, this is the music business. And when you look at his story about how he got started and what he's been able to do still to this day, it's amazing. Like, who wouldn't want to be in that position?
I know.
You know what I mean? He's the, like I said, he make money moves. He ain't got to rap now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being part of the music business, I'm hopeful that I could, get to that level. So as far as influence,
Jay-Z,
he's number 1. Number 2, oh man, Nas.
Oh, I was gonna say, better say my boy Nas. Gotta say Nas, man.
His lyrical content is amazing. You know what I mean? Definitely. On my Mount Rushmore of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'll be crazy for you not to be put him in his top 5. I don't think there's not one album that I don't like from Nas. You know what I mean? I could say that he made some albums that I first wasn't a fan of, but as I backtrack, it grew on me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It grew on me, and I'm like, wow, I kind of been missing this whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's definitely the second. The third one, oh man. I don't know. I'm sure if I could put a third one up there, because those top 2 was like my main.
So no
one.
Biggie, no Pac, no Eminem, no Jadakiss.
As a matter of fact, I would have to put Pac as my third, because he was so revolutionary, man.
Light years ahead of his time too, man.
So ahead of his time. We go back into his history. His mother was a Black Panther.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and what he stood for, very outspoken brother.
Yeah.
From the heart.
Yeah.
Music relatable. Got lyrics. Come on, man. Like this guy, he's always gonna be mentioned as one of the greatest of all time, no matter how far we go.
That's
forward.
true. Nah, he is, and like I didn't know that he had mad platinum selling albums. I did not know that until I saw the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, this dude, I never knew that. I was just like, yo, why are people hyping him up? But I didn't know he had platinum albums.
Yeah.
And that's me for my lack of knowledge on him.
He was also younger though. When he died, I was 10 years old when he died.
I was like 5.
Right.
So, thing is about Pac, when he first dropped his albums, it ain't sell right away.
Right.
It caught up later.
Exactly.
That's
He's ahead of his time.
Yeah, exactly. So
like they said he used to bang out mad songs.
3 songs a day.
Yeah, he's a workaholic.
3 songs a day.
Yeah. What about you, man? I want to hear yours, man.
My top 5 or top 3?
Top 3. We can go top 3.
Before we get started, there's one more person that I would say that had the best influence in terms of songwriting. Mm-hmm. And this person, man, I can understand his background about why he's not where he should be, but Cannabis, man.
Oh,
Cannabis.
Man.
See, I don't have too much history on Cannabis. I don't really know a lot about Cannabis.
Cannabis to me is definitely my favorite all time, because I think he's the only one that made me want to research words, because I listened to his music and he had
that's an artist.
Yep. He had vocabulary that I couldn't really understand, but his music was so dope.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I want to know what the hell is he talking about. So let me research what he's talking about so that I can understand it. And when I did the research to it, I'm like, this dude's the greatest of all time, man.
Yeah.
But he definitely had the most influence in terms of songwriting to me.
I was like, yo, that's so crazy. I remember when I was in 7th grade, and like I just started listening to Cannabis because like I heard the second round knockout, and yo, dope. It's funny you say that because yo, I was just listening to him yesterday, And so I was like, but to me, he was one of those slept on MCs.
Was he a battle rapper?
Oh, he also battle rap too.
Yeah, that's why he came out on
LL
Cool J.
Cool J, yeah.
You know, and if you ask me,
It's a shame he got blackballed.
I really believe
blackballed?
that. Yeah,
Blackballed.
I think
After that beef?
my
Oh,
opinion, he won. My opinion,
Oh yeah, definitely. In my opinion too.
he won. But you got to remember who's hot. He was hotter than everybody. Nobody didn't know who Cannabis was. Like,
Yeah, right.
So-
he had a reputation for lyricism because he did some features with like 4321 with DMX and them.
yeah,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
LL, that's why the beef started
Right,
because
right.
he said something about the mic on
Yeah,
his
yeah, about the mic, the original piece he put out, and LL told him to change the lyrics if he wanted to stay on the song.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, L he wrote a diss reply on the same song, but L he ain't changed his verse. He kept his verse on there.
Yeah.
So that's what that's how it all started.
Nah, it did. But Cannabis was one of those dudes. He never like blew up, but he was nice, man. Like I got albums that he made and
Cannabis.
with the words he used to his wordplay and everybody else, and I think he went at Eminem too.
Yeah.
Eminem was battling.
Yeah.
I believe so. We gonna have a show, man, when we talk about the rap battles, man.
Oh yeah, it's not a thing though. Well, it's still kind of a thing though. A little bit.
I mean, rap battles to me, a good rap battle is just if you go back and forth, let it go 2 rounds, and then we'll pick who's the winner. It shouldn't keep going on and on and on, man. Like, say what you gotta say. That's it. You know, it's because it was like when Joe Buttons. You feel me? And this is funny because we gotta talk about the Eminem situation. But Joe Buttons, he I forgot I lost my train.
He battled 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, about House of the
On
Dawn.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah. The House of Slaughter. Yeah.
Yeah, he battled House of the Dawn, and I forgot I lost my train of thought.
You try to battle Drake.
Drake.
Oh yeah.
And like the worst part about it was he was using the battle by itself. Because you already knew Drake was not gonna say nothing back to him because he didn't need to. You feel me? And it was like Joe Buttons tried to hype that up for himself, and then like you see how everything just kind of like changed now. Like he did that battle, he did the battle, and what he did was he made too many songs. That's what I said.
Yeah, he
made like 4.
I think at least 4.
I think it was 4.
I knew it was 3.
Joe Budden?
Yeah, I heard the first. I heard the first 2. After that, I stopped listening because I'm like, yo, it's only so much you can really say about somebody where you can keep people's attention. Like, you must have really been mad at Drake. You made 4 songs, bro. Like, Drake didn't even think about you. He chilling, counting his money. He out on the beach. Like, you made 4 diss songs and nobody said nothing.
The first track. Yo, people went wild because it was the first song, and we're joking doing microphone, so that was buzzing for a little bit.
It was, but it's like with Remy, when she when that what's her name when she went that Nikki
Sheether?
Yeah, like she didn't have to say nothing else.
I know she ruined it. She ruined it.
Yo, she was about to go up here, and it's like sometimes like I think it's in the book 30 degree laws of power, and it's like
48 laws of power.
Yeah, 48 laws of power. My bad, I said it wrong. But it's when you're winning, you have to stay your course. You feel me? But what happens with people, they overstep their course. And what she did was she overstepped it. She didn't have to let Sheether do his thing. That's it. You put it out there, let the energy just go on to people, let it blow up. Use that. You feel me? But now you want to bring another track that the energy wasn't the same on. And then it's like you killed yourself. You died your buzz down. This is where you could have put out all your singles, everything. That's where you're supposed to. You gotta think with a business mind,
strategy.
And you gotta take the emotional part about it. And that's what we do as people. We get so emotional, we get mad, and we make bad decisions that affect our career or our business.
Oh my goodness! If I had to tell you, man, like last year when I first decided to pursue this whole music thing as a potential career, I could tell you that. Me not knowing too much about the business, it definitely had an effect on me, cause I ain't know too much. You know what I mean? Cause all I did was put out a song. I put out one song, and it was gaining so much traction that I was able to do so much work off of that one song, and it wasn't even an official single. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if you remember, but it was a song that I did called 24 Years Young, and it was produced by 2-4. You know, he was Ty Nitty. But and it was able to gain so much traction locally that I was able to, you know, be a part of a film. I had the luxury to be a part of a film called Triple R, directed by Jamie Tobias. I was able to speak to a school, Thurman L. Middle School on Vine Street in Hartford. I was able to speak in front of the students. The song was able to make the soundtrack for the film that I did. I was able to do a radio interview in Queens. So I did a lot of stuff off of that one song, and I was so busy doing these things that I really didn't have the time to really research. Right. I would just putting out songs and stuff like that. So I made a lot of decisions based off of emotions, and it caught up to me after a while. But now this year, after those experiences, I've been able to do my research, and you know, I'm better now, you know, mentally as far as the business side. But,
would you self-promote your music, social media? Do you have a digital marketing for your music, or was it just you doing it on your own?
I do everything on my own.
Oh wow, okay.
You know what I mean? From the flyers that I do, like you seen the flyer that I put up. I did that myself. Wow. You know,
it was dope too. I like the flyer.
Right. And a lot of the beats I make myself.
Oh man.
You know.
So besides rapping, what else do you do? Because I know you're not just a rapper. Of course. Okay. Right. What else do you do besides that?
Yeah, a little bit of graphic design. I was able to learn that because I take my craft seriously. I like good quality content. Mm-hmm. So I just don't go up to any graphic designer and be like, hey, let me
gotcha.
let me get something. I want to make sure that you're good. And if I can't really get what I want from somebody else, I try to do it myself. But the thing is, all that stuff took a toll on me because I'm just this one guy being a songwriter, a producer, a graphic designer. I gotta go out to shows. I gotta meet people. I gotta keep up with all the expenses that I'm doing because I gotta do the business side of it. Yeah. So, you know, after a while, all this work that I'm doing is taking a toll on me. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So sometimes I don't have, you know, the time to do everything. So I try to focus on one thing. And sometimes what I do is try to look for other people who could do the production.
Is it so would you say it's good to kind of have like a little team or some, because I know it does get overwhelming because I'm not a rapper. Like I do this and I coach basketball, but even to run this show, it takes some type of structure and organization. And exactly. It's like my shorty, she helped me out with a lot of stuff. So I know exactly what you're saying. It gets hard because especially when mad stuff fall on you, when you gotta do the promotion, right. And you gotta do it, and you gotta show up.
Producing, writing, recording,
exactly.
Promoting,
all that takes time.
Performing,
and you get to personal life,
exactly.
And you get to personal life. See, that's the thing, man. The thing about this business, it don't matter who you are. You could be Jay-Z on that microphone. If you don't have a team, and if you're not business oriented, you will not make it. You really will not make it. And it took a while for me to understand that because I was so naive and in superhero mode and want to do everything myself. Like I'm gonna do everything with myself, and you know I was able to get some things done. But guess what? Now my personal life caught up with me. You know, I had to kind of like neglect some responsibilities in my personal life just to focus on music. Right. You know, I started getting physically drained, mentally drained. And I wasn't able to keep up. I was hurting myself because I wasn't smart enough to be like, oh, okay, let me see what I can do if I was able to, you know, hire somebody else to do some of the work for me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And but now that I have a better understanding of how this business works, you know, I do got a producer now who could do some beats for me. You know what I mean? He go by the name of Keelan Keys, by the way. He's my nephew. We both did the album together, Rainy Days.
Oh, really?
We both did the production together. You know what I mean? So, and I got a big brother. Even though he got his own thing going on, I try to use my family to create content for me as well. Like I said, like my cousin, he also does video production, so I use it for visuals. You know, so I gotta get smart at this.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder, man. That's
exactly.
And you know, like, cause it's like, you know, he's the host here, but it's like this is like I also want him to help and look, cause I want him to have his own show. You feel me? I don't just want this for me, any way I can help somebody or do something, because it's one thing about me, I was just like you. I hated asking for help. I hated it, and
You know, we both know why that is, man.
Yeah.
I think at some point everybody feels like, yo, if they can't do as good as the job as I can, then I might as well be by myself. But at the end of the day, you really can't do that, man.
You get burnt out. You get burnt out.
Yeah, you get burnt out.
Overwhelmed, man.
Yeah.
You do.
I had to learn the hard way.
Nah, I mean we all do, but it's when you just have to come. You gotta put the pride down and just say, yo, I need help, and that's what I did. But one thing that helped me was structuring and planning everything. If I didn't plan anything, I wouldn't be able to run anything. I'll just be sitting here just freestyling off like me and my cameraman, my guy Dre, man. Shouts out to my man Dre, Prime Visuals. Make sure you go check him out. But me and him, like, we talk weekly, and we talk about ideas, and we talk about how we can better ourselves. And that's the conversations that you gotta have with people. Is you gotta have those conversations and talk about bettering yourself and elevating yourself and take yourself to another level, because y'all both at the same level right now. So now he's in creation mode. He's thinking about doing. I'm gonna speak stuff into existence.
Yeah.
You know, his production company gonna pop off. You know, he gonna do whatever it is he want to do with his show, and that's how I want it to be. When I leave this earth, I just wanted to know that I help people and I did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
I don't care about what my past is, sinning, going into church. My job is to make sure I help the community and I help people and do what I have to do. All right? So that's what I gear my life towards doing every single day, and that's what makes me wake up every day and keep doing what I want to do. You know? So I look at it like that. Nothing else. But you always got to have the right people around you, you know, and always go from what you want to do on the inside, because it's contagious. Because when people see you got a vision, and it's a vision where it can help everybody, and they believe in you, Martin Luther King. Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to get. If I know that now I got some help, because you know I got some people around my family who could do certain things for me.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I'll be like, man, it may take a little bit more, but you know, I do what I can. You know what I mean? Like if I can put people to use to do certain things for me, and as long as I can do that and do it consistently, then you know, eventually everything else will fall into place. Man. So,
True. Well, man, the right people will come. That's all I gotta say, man. Because there's a reason why you meet me and you meet other people, because you don't know exactly what's gonna go. Because you never know. Opportunity always not. People, they see you, somebody may contact me, yo, who's that dude? Like, I want this. Like, you never know. You feel me? You never know. And because that's a question that I like to ask people, because people, when they want a team, sometimes the team you want is not who you want it to be.
That's very true.
You get what I want? So the team, you may be like, dang, I want mama to help. I want sisters. Sometimes it's not them. It's the person in Jersey. It's the person somewhere in Florida. It's the person somewhere in New York that's supposed to help you take your business to the next level. And it's hard to deal with that. And that's what because you've been with your people your whole life, and you want to take the winner. But I already know when I get to a place where I'm fine, I want everybody to get to that place. And as long as you're at that place where you can take care of your family and everything is good, we all good. And that's how I just look at it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go into like something else. And so like 2 weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, there was like over 100 overdoses in New Haven.
It was over 100? Over 100?
Yeah, after the first couple days, it was like 45.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, then it rolled over into 100. It went over 100. So this was like kind of weird for New Haven, because nothing like this really ever happened, and it was where it happened.
On the green.
Yeah. And apparently it was a kid.
Where?
New Haven. So that's an area where everybody buys drugs in New Haven.
Oh, okay.
It's always been like that.
Okay.
Yale University.
Yep, right near Yale.
Okay.
Yeah. And what happened was they were overdosing over K2, but it was like an opiate overdose.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody was passing out K2 to them, and they were smoking it. And then some of the people that were going to the hospital for overdose were coming back to the green, smoking it, and then going back because they kept overdosing again. So it was, first things first, I know a lot of people was like, this is weird. Why is this? Yeah. Because think about it. He used to live in New Haven.
Yeah, I used to live 2 blocks from there. It's a conspiracy. Yale, they do surveys. They will, if you're a drinker, they'll pay you $200 to do a survey and try drugs with them. They'll test drugs that haven't hit the market on you. They make you sign a waiver, and they test drugs on humans, not rats, humans. So my conspiracy, this is my theory. I think they went to the New Haven Green, and they had some drug addicts passing out drugs to people all over New Haven. And because there's no chance of everybody overdosing at the same time in that particular area. I think Yale wants to clean that area up, so they made everybody overdose, get some attention, and the cops all over it now. They shutting it down now.
Yep. Yeah. And it's and they was like even to the point where they were just walking down the green, and if you look suspicious, they arrested one dude. He had crack, weed, all this stuff on him. Wow. And I was just like, yo, this is weird. And then they only arrested 2 people. And then they wouldn't release the names. So you arrest 2 guys. So these 2 guys are responsible for over 100 overdoses. They
weren't the dealers. If you saw their pictures, they not the dealers. They're the users. They're the users. Right or wrong, like you see their pictures. They're the users. They're not the dealers, bro.
And it's just like when you look at it, something's not making sense. And then it was like the only people that were targeted were homeless and drug addicts.
Yep.
Right.
It wasn't like no normal person that had a job. Right. They weren't it was all the drug addicts and the homeless people that were overdosing. That don't make sense to me. And it's like New Haven was hiding something, because even when you get the guys, then you didn't want to release their names. Like, why? And it's like the news, they're the biggest liars, and they know how to control narrative.
Absolutely.
You know, they could say anything and spin it and make it look like it's something big. Oh, we have the 2 people, everybody's calm now.
Right, exactly.
But I guarantee you everybody was freaking out. Oh, so-and-so is overdosing. You ain't overdosed, and you ain't going to go out there and take something somebody just hand to you. But I think it was something like that. I believe that somebody was out there passing it out
100%
to them. Because think about it, if you're homeless and you're a drug addict, most likely you ain't got no money.
Free drugs, too. It was free. They was just passing it out, yo.
Exactly.
Passing it out.
Because think about it, would you, like, me, in my logical mind, if somebody's handing me, say, well, they say weed, but, you know, if you don't know what it is and they say it's a drug, just try it. They probably gonna take it. But to a person like me, nah, you handing me something, what is this? You know, I don't know what it is. Next thing you know, you see all these people on the ground convulsing and shaking, falling on the ground.
This is serious, man.
I
didn't know it was that bad, that over 100 people.
Yeah.
I thought it was
national news.
Specific amount, and that was it, man.
Yeah, that's never happened before. Yeah. It was like over 100 people overdosed in the same area within the same time period.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about that. That's impossible, man. They passing free drugs out, man.
Yeah. It was. And like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it one day. People will find out, because it's just, that's too weird of a story to let everything just go and not speak about it. Like, you have to speak. What I would say to people in New Haven is they got to be careful, because if something as simple as them, like a bunch of homeless people and drug addicts overdosing over something, you got to really start asking the question, where the heck did it come from? Who made this trend? Where did it come? And it's like every time something, like when I'm watching the news, there's always a new disease that comes out. There's always something. Right?
I wonder what happened to Ebola. Nobody talking about Ebola no more, man.
Exactly. But my thing is this, and then they supposedly they found, I forgot, it was some type of bug. It was a tick. They found somewhere in the woods out here in Connecticut. I can't remember where it was, but it's supposed to be a deadly tick. And I'm like, how did y'all just randomly find that in the forest?
Right.
How did you just y'all randomly found it, and then y'all study it and it does all of this stuff? I don't believe that. Whenever they tell us we found something, you only found something that did. With 2 cases, they want to see how much of us could either get sick by it or see how it affects us. And if it only affects a certain amount of people, then they try to put another disease out there to see how it affects us. Because I'm just starting to see how everything is. Like, even with the mosquitoes and that disease or whatever, they supposedly found 2 cases. One was in Newington, and I think the other one was in West Hartford. But they said that the mosquitoes were back out here. How did the mosquitoes get that disease? How? They had to be injected. It's not just going to pop up and show something. You had to make it. And that's what people are not understanding. They're like, well, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. Think about it. When you have somebody that works in pharmaceuticals and they treat people, they know exactly what goes into these drugs, and they know how to make cures for it. Even if they say they don't, they do. It's just, when they say treatment, we're going to give you treatment.
It's a business, man.
Yeah.
It's a business.
It's business.
Lucrative business.
You see it, like, even
$250 a year.
Even downtown
business, man.
New Britain, they just built like another healthcare center down there. You know, and this is like, dag, man, like, what happened to the skating rigs? Like, what happened to all the other stuff? Like like just places where kids could go to have fun, and it just seems like we keep losing more and more of that, and we keep bringing more and more businesses in. And in this world with these kids, they're teaching them how to be robots.
Yeah.
You know, they're teaching them how to be robots. Kids don't really know how to do anything by themselves. They don't ride their bikes. Like, I mean,
they watch kids ride bikes on YouTube now.
It's like an anti-social
society.
It's sad, man, because you know what's crazy is that I almost teared up sometime like a couple months ago, because you know I'm in my house, right, and you know I was born in '92, so when I was growing up, I was like 8, 9 years old, 2000, 2001. Touch screens wasn't out yet.
Right.
We still had the flip phones,
Right.
and we still had the razor phones. So I know we had video games and stuff like that, but we didn't always want to play video games.
Right.
Sometimes we went out and did things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I can remember riding my bike. I can remember swinging off a tree.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Going to these parks and stuff like that, man. And you know, I walk into a living room with you know, my little nieces and nephews, and they all on their tablets with phones.
Yeah, they engage. They're so engaged with those tablets and iPhones.
You know what I mean? Like, and one thing that I try to express to my younger nieces and nephews is that don't always be in front of the phones, the tablets, and make sure you guys engage and interact with one another, because you know that's how you guys actually build a real relationship with each other, man. And you know they better now. You know, they can go in the backyard and play.
What's up, man?
Nah, because it's kids should be able to enjoy, man. Like, it's like putting a kid. I feel like when you put a tablet in front of a kid, it stops them from being who they naturally are.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's before they was this live person. Now it's just this. Every single day it's this. And then it's like this, like if we all got smartphones, what does that make us?
Yeah.
You know? And
those devices control us too, man. Sometimes subconsciously you're just checking your phone. You're not even real. You could be driving, you're just checking your phone.
Yup.
Right.
You go to a party, everybody's on their phone. You at dinner, everybody's on their phone, head down, man.
Yup.
I think what people should start doing now, like when they go to these events or any type of event, you know, they should have this one place where everybody put their phones in, lock it up, you know, so, and then you guys engage and interact.
Exactly.
And when it's over, then you guys can get your phones again. You know what I mean? I think that's more better.
Or bring a digital camera too. Because like, think about it, if you got a digital camera and you're recording and stuff, like you could take that out versus a phone where you feel like you got to go on social media and post that. But if you have it, you got the moments.
Right.
Now you can download it to the computer, break it up, put it on social media. You know, just it defeats the purpose. Cause like I was watching this show on Facebook, and this guy, he had it was Women's Night, and they was talking about, you know, how like men nowadays and how they deserve a man. So this one girl was up there, and she's talking. They brought her up there, and my only problem about this is when you ask a woman about relationships, like you have to make sure, and this is gonna sound grimy coming out my mouth, but I gotta be as real as possible. You have to make sure like she's attractive, because a guy likes an attractive woman. And this is just me. Like, I could be wrong, but you don't want to ask somebody who's been through heartbreak about what type of man they want, because 9 times out of 10, they still kind of don't know what type of man they want, especially if they've been through heartbreak. So the girl, she's up there, they're asking her questions, and this is exactly what she was doing. Yeah, well, you know, and it was like, why'd you come to the interview? Why did you even come? And it's like, he's asking you questions. He's like, what type of man do you want? Well, I want a guy, he got to go to school. Well, he don't have to go to school. At least he starts going to school. He needs his own crib. Well, he don't have to have his own crib, just as long as he has a job. He has to have a job. And I was just like...
Get confused.
And it's like, me watching it, like, why would you bring her on the show? And this is where you have to bring a woman who's been through it and is ready to have an interview, not somebody who's just up here to get more Facebook friends. You feel me? And that's how I felt it was. Like, he's asking you a real question, and most dudes really want to hear what you have to say. But you didn't even know what you want to say because you don't know what type of man you want. You feel me? And that's what it is. And it starts with men, because a lot of men don't know what type of woman they want. They think they want that good-looking woman. They think they want that woman that likes all the attention. And to be honest, you don't. You want somebody that's going to be them and not want attention from nobody else. And from watching that show, it just made me understand on a deeper level that there are women that are still hurt and they don't think that they're hurt. And they have mental health problems and they don't think they have mental health problems. When you can't forgive somebody for something and you ain't been with that person for 6 or 7 years, to me, that's a mental problem. If you're still mad and you in a relationship and you claim you happy, like, that's a mental problem. Yeah, and that's just me, because I feel like at the same time, you should have been able to let it go. Like, it shouldn't be still holding feelings from what somebody else did to you 6, 7 years ago. You feel me?
Right. It's different when you learn from the experiences that you had with the previous person that you was with, but you don't take that with you into your next relationship. It becomes toxic like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's. I think it's just sad, man. It's just really sad.
Nah, it is sad. But I just when I was watching it, that's the first thing I thought, and a lot of people will feel the way that they feel about me saying that. But I'm a man. And if you're attractive one, I want to look at you and believe that you have real man issues, not just taking anybody. You get what I'm saying? Like, just picking any random dude and be like, oh, but that's my baby father. You feel me? Like, I would want to hear from an attractive woman who been through something. And that may sound grimy, but it's the truth. I don't want to hear from somebody who's not that attractive, who don't look that good, but want to get on the mic and talk about how a guy did her dirty, but you still have insecurities about yourself. Like, I don't want to hear
that means
about
you still need fixing.
Yeah,
100%.
You know what I mean? So that means, and even at that exact moment in time, that means you're not ready to get into a relationship now.
And it's crazy. And that's why it's hard for, like, a lot of people to they try to talk to people about their situation, but it's certain people that just don't want to hear it because they're like, yo, you've been talking about this 6, 7 times already. Like, you're gonna go back to this dude anyway, so just shut up. Why you telling me?
Right.
Why you sitting in front on the phone? Like, you know, and that's the truth. Like, and when and even with friends, and it's like, you listen to certain stuff, like, certain dudes, I'm gonna leave her alone, but we know, like, you're gonna go back, like,
right.
you know. But with dudes, it's different. Like, unless a dude is really done with a girl, he gonna really leave. But with us, like, it's so much different, because honestly, it's not, because we both could put up with a lot. Men can't put up a lot with women, and women can put up a lot with men. I will say that. I'll say that. But it's about us. We know how to let stuff go. You feel me? Some dudes get mad, they get bitter, but in 10 years, like in 4 or 5 years, they're more likely to forgive a girl than a girl to forgive us. You know what I'm saying? They'll be more inviting, like, all right, it's 4 years, like, I'll say what up to her. Versus a woman, it's just like, no, I remember what you did. You'll never be forgiven. Like,
I can actually agree, because, you know, I experienced the same thing.
Yeah. So, it's just life.
Yeah.
It's
life. You know, not all like that, but, you know, I feel like there's quite a good amount out there who, you know.
Yeah, we all had our fair shares. But
keep quiet.
Respect.
And if there's anything that I've done, you know, I've been 16, 17 years old before, so
course,
you know,
right,
at that time, it just kind of how the way I grew up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just some of it, it's environment, and then the other half is like culture. So,
Right.
Sometimes we grow up in that environment where, you know, we hear our own peers talk about, in order to be the man, you got to be with this many women and stuff
Or
like
the
that.
rappers talking about
Right.
it.
And then culture, you know, music and television.
Oh, yeah, of course.
that's all you hear.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, but, you know, at the end of the day, as you get older, we all grow up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And, you know, we move forward. So, you know, that's what it's about.
Think about Jay-Z. He went from Big Pimpin' to what? Songs about Beyonce, Crazy in Love, you know?
Yeah,
got 3 babies now.
Yeah, you know, we all evolve. We all make progression, man.
You know, he's an old pops, man.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, you right. We all evolve. But you know, one thing, because this relationship issue, the reason why we talk about it a lot is because, like, we see it now more.
Yeah, it's different.
And
the digital era it's a different era, man. Communication's just different now. If you're not a fast texter now, you're not going to keep a younger girl these days. It's all about texting, Snapchat, video chat, FaceTime.
I thought about personally, if it wasn't for music, I probably wouldn't have my social accounts up, man.
I hear you, man.
It's
It's the
to be
biggest
honest with
distraction, man. It's a major distraction,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. You know what I mean? And it's so addicting. It becomes so subconscious.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember one time I woke up one day and I was like, yo, how come every time when I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is pick up my damn phone
Right.
and check to see how many text messages I got and how many who commented on my photo. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not natural.
It's not.
And then when you realize that, you start to understand, like, yo, this becoming addictive.
Oh, 100%.
I got to change from this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when, sometimes like I don't always want to be around my phone. Sometimes I turn my phone off.
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to look at my phone. You know,
Yeah.
because it's too much of it. Anything of too much would kill you.
Exactly.
So,
I remember Mike had a video last year. He said, yo, try to detach yourself from your phone once a day, like an hour or two a day. And I started doing that. I go to the gym, leave my phone in the car. I go to the beach, leave my phone in the car.
Yo, oh my
and it's
God.
peace of mind. I swear it's the most peaceful time you will have throughout your day. No
Yeah.
stress, no anxiety level. You're not worried about nothing. You just like clear-headed.
It's so crazy because when you go to the gym nowadays, you know what people be, they sitting on a lift, right? But instead of lifting, they're doing this on their phone. That's crazy. To me.
Or they bored recording them lifting. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
They
right.
phone recording them lifting. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So.
15, 16,
Right, right.
just like out here, man. You just started doing
You
two.
started doing too. As soon as you press the record button, they sprinkle some water on them like they
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's getting to the point. I feel like we're living for other people now. We're not even living for ourselves no more. If you go to a party now, I've seen girls record videos and they're like, all right, you ready? Then they get lit. And the camera go on. Before that, they chilling. As soon as the camera on, y'all ready? All right, we lit. Yeah, we living for other people now. It's like we're always worried about what someone else is doing. That's why we checking on Instagram. What are they doing right now? What is she doing? Let me check her story. Let me check his story. Instead of just living our actual lives, man.
And I don't know. It's a double-edged sword because it can be a blessing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think it all depends on
Depends on you though. It depends on you.
Yeah, it depends on
Because
you.
I know I abused it. At one point, I abused it. I took a 30-day detox from it, man. It changed my life. Because I was abusing it, man. I was on there, wake up in the morning, first thing I do, check my social
my
media.
phone.
Not even thank God, not even pray in the morning. Just check my social media, man, every day.
That's just killer.
Nah, it's with social media, that definitely was like my kryptonite too.
Yeah.
Especially Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, cause Instagram, it wasn't that bad. Before I deleted mine, I think I ain't have a lot of pictures of it.
Right.
And but when I deleted it, I went off the grid for probably like 2 years.
Wow.
Before, like, and the only reason I started this up, the same
Have
reason
to.
you said, was because of the business.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
And that's crazy because you're obligated to stay on social media
have to.
because you have to promote a business.
You have to.
You know what I mean? So now you still have to be on your phone. You gotta engage with your audience, so now you gotta shoot these stories up, man.
Right.
You know.
And that's hard enough because now you gotta manage,
Yeah.
okay? And that's what I do is like how I manage it is like when I get home, automatically like I put my phone in the opposite room.
That's what's up, man.
So when I go in, cause it's like I do need to think because you just had a busy day, you just got off work, but you got other stuff to do. But sometimes you just need to clear your mind and just think, all right, I'm here. All right, now I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna sit down and relax and not think about nothing for the next hour.
Yeah.
Then with 5 o'clock, then I'll start working on it because you just need a break. You need a rest.
Mental break, yeah.
And then it's like you gotta look at it like this. And I look at it back in the day because back in the day we was like the last era before the cell phones came in, and we didn't need we would memorize each other's phone numbers. We didn't need them. We didn't need cell phones like how they are today. And so it's like when I look at everything now, I just think about back in the day, like, well, if my mom will tell me if I call, so that's why I got caller ID, messenger on my phone. So whoever it is, I'll get back to him and I'll call. This is my me time.
Right.
And that's how you honestly take control over your life.
You have to because we live in an era now where everything is now. I want a response now. They'll call you at 8 o'clock at night. I want you to respond, text or email right now. There's no, wait till tomorrow. Everybody wants a response right away. But like you said, you got to take that time for yourself, man. You know what? I'll call them back when I'm ready. But right now, I'm just focusing on me clearing my head, man. Because if not, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to respond to everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, you can definitely go crazy. It's so sad, man, because people don't value relationships no more.
No.
They don't value friendships no more. Before, if you had a problem with somebody, you would take the time and the effort to try to work it out with that person.
But now subliminals on social media.
Now, the next person is just one profile away. You can move on to somebody else. Oh, I don't need you. I got another friend that I could talk to and meet and stuff like that. It's crazy. Like everything is so quick that we have a hard time valuing anything nowadays, man.
I agree.
And I think the first thing is people making sure they're knowing that their time is valuable.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't know that. And it's like I used to be a certain way until a certain point where I just got sick of being that. And I seen a video, it was called Good Guy versus like being an alpha male. And when you're the good guy, you actually take more losses versus being an alpha male. Because when you basically let people know where you stand, you show them your boundaries, either they're gonna go over that boundary or they're not gonna mess with you no more. Or they're just gonna understand like, all right, I get where you at. I'm with you and I'm staying with you. I know not to overstep that boundary. And what we do as people, we try to be nice. And it was like, I only could speak for myself. I know growing up, like, I had a lot of insecurities when I was younger, especially like 16, 17 growing up. I think probably when I was 25, all those insecurities went away. And when they went away, I understood I didn't have to accept certain things, especially from women or people. And when you learn that, it's like people will let you know their ulterior motive. Especially if you're a nice person, the nice person always gets taken advantage of.
100%.
Nobody better not ever say that they
100%.
don't. They do. And once a person know you're a nice person, the first, I need this. Can I get this? They'll start telling you to do stuff for them. Right. It's till that day where you just be like, nah, do it yourself. Yeah. You know, like, you sit here, like, somebody comes, they call you, and they'll be like, oh, you know, I need help doing this. Or I need somebody to do my website, mate. All right, cool, yeah, yo, I got you. I know somebody. Oh, you do? Ask him how much he charged, this, that. Here's his number. You can do that yourself. Why do I gotta ask him? It's business. Go ahead. But people will do that. So, and they won't even notice it. And then when you say no, they're like, well, why can't you do it? Listen, you need the favor. I gave you the number. So now you make everything else happen. That's not my job to sit here and go and ask him to do you a favor or do something else for you. Right. I gave you the paper. That's planting the seed. Now you can let it grow or not. You have the decision. And I had to learn how to tell people from the gate, like, nah, this is where my line, I'm not doing this.
Right.
Like, you're not paying me to do this. And now if you say, yo, Mike, I got $20, shit, yeah, I'll do it for you. Yeah. But my time is valuable. I don't have time like that just to sit here and make phone calls on your behalf. I'm not your secretary. Right. You know? And that's the alpha male in me. And I believe that's how we have to be as people. We have to let people know, like, this is my time. And if you waste it, you're gonna feel my wrath, and I'm gonna let you know. And that's just being business minded.
I can tell you for sure that that being involved in the music business definitely changed my perception about how the way I view myself and I view other people. Because like you said, the nice guys, they get it the worst.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And when I first came into this music business, I was totally, I could tell you, only thing I knew was how to put a good song together, man. I didn't know nothing about the music business. I had to learn along the way. And you know, I was coming in having this expectations that, you know, that maybe everybody can help each other and you know, and grow one another. Of course, everybody trying to get their own platform popping off. But at the same time, maybe we could also somehow bring value to each other, but not everybody come in the music business having the same intentions as you.
True.
You know what I mean? So me coming into this music industry as I was a little bit too nice, and people thought that was kind of suspicious. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand until later, because some people put up a persona of what they try to portray themselves until you end up finding out later they're not who they say they are. You know what I mean? And I went through that a lot along the journey. And, you know, and it was like, wow, like, so now I really have to put my guard up and really take a step back and start just taking it slow and see who's
for you and who's not.
Yeah, who's for you. Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this: like, what is your biggest challenges like with this business? What is just your biggest challenges?
I would say just a little bit of the resources. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do have access to the videographer, the graphic designer, because these are people in my family who does these things, and you know, so making the project is not the issue. I would say it's a little bit of finances. You know what I mean? Because I'm a dude who works a 9 to 5. I got 9 to 5. I work to finance my business.
Right.
And, you know, that's a lot more different than somebody who depends on an investor to finance their own career.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's some artists, even out here, who has an investor, so they have the luxury to spend their full time developing their craft.
Right.
Me, I got a personal. I got these bills to pay. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to work. You know what I mean? At times I want to relax, and you know, I need to have family time. So everything it takes away from that. And like I said before, in 2017, I was so busy just doing so many things that I was neglecting my personal life. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, oh, listen, I got all this stuff going on. I just need to keep continuing going at it because I'm hopeful that something's going to happen. And you know, and I was able to do a lot of things. And 2018 came. I'm thinking that 2018 is going to be my breakout year.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I've been so consistent. I can't be stopped now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then so as soon as the new year hit, about a couple months after, man, everything like came tumbling down.
Right.
Because my personal life caught up to me.
Right, of course,
You know what I mean?
man.
So that's when like I kind of hit depression a little bit. I hit depression, and that's when I made the album Rainy Days, because I was reflecting on my past life and talking about some of my current issues. And you know, I'm not sure if you guys heard the album, but if you guys heard the album, man, I talk about all like my real personal shit.
I like that.
And
I'm gonna listen to the album, but I just want to let you know, depression just means you taking a break. And what you did was, when you released that album, you actually released that energy, and then you put it back out. It's about those times when you feel like it's hard and you don't want to do anything. Those are the times where you start to be, you come out and you be amazing. You know, that's what it is, because like we all fell on hard, like my boy, man, and I'm here for him. He fell on hard times, and like I fell on hard times. Like it's a lot of stuff we all going through.
Everybody,
feel me? Everybody in this room included. Shouts out to my man, my cameraman, Prime Visuals. Alright? But one thing it showed me was that the time when you're going through stuff, it's funny how like you kind of get closer to people and you see people and you have to, because like I'm not gonna talk about what goes on in people's life, but it's a lot of stuff that goes on and people they smile at the time and they're good to people, but in the inside they know that they
internally,
you know, and sometimes
that hurts you more though when you hurt internally, man. It hurts you more than anything.
And what's crazy is that, you know, sometimes it's not in me to hold everything in, because I know if I hold something in for too long, eventually I blow up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I decided when I made the album, I just let everything out, man, like all my demons. And, you know, I would say out of all the songs from the album, 90204 is the most controversial song on the album, the most personal song on the album. So, you know, I would love for y'all to listen to that song one day.
Send me the link, man, because I like the music. What's in it? But as we go into a close, we are.
Hold on, I gotta ask you one last question. One last question though. If you could compare your music style to any artist, who would it be?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Because I'm hearing like a little bit like a J. Cole influence, a little bit, some storytelling. So what artist would you compare yourself to? Yeah, what would you compare your music to? What artist?
I would have to say J. Cole.
J. Cole? Okay, that's what I was guessing. That was my guess.
The thing is with me, like, I consider not only I heard this from other people as well. They said that you're so versatile that you can go in any direction you want with your music. You can do the underground hip hop boom bap sound. You can do the mainstream trap sound. You know what I mean? You can do it in between. You can mix it up. So my music is very versatile, and especially if you hear the album, you're also gonna hear that as well. He could do that old school flow, and he could also speed it up and do the quick tongue as well. You know what I mean? So my sound is so diverse. I can go in any direction I want. You know what I mean? So I do it all with the microphone.
So,
Yeah.
so for the end of the show, just tell people where they can find your album and tell them your social media.
Yes, you can find me everywhere.
There's the camera right here. You see
Okay.
it?
You can find me everywhere at My Life is Divine, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all social media. I also got a website, mylifeisdivine.net. So, come check me out.
Gotcha. And my guy Yogi, son.
Yogi 1986. Follow the foodie page too. Fresh and Foodie CT. I'm a big foodie, man. Follow that page.
It's King Harp, Mike Harp on Facebook. It's King Harp 55 on Instagram. And make sure you follow me on YouTube. It's my fault. I was looking at the wrong camera. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. It's Conscious Thoughts 77. All right. And also I want to say I made a mistake last time. So Annoyed is coming September 8th. All right. He's coming September 8th. You can get your tickets online at DMTS Radio. Also, I want to give a rest in peace shout out to the Queen of Soul, which is Aretha Franklin. It was sad. I heard about her, how she died at the age of 76. And I just have a closing thought. Closing thought for people. So I just want people to understand that even though you have thoughts that come into your mind, your thoughts can either create something or they can destroy something. So always choose a thought that helps you grow as a person. Don't choose a thought that helps you to stunt your growth as a person. So when you're making these decisions and you're pondering over things, if it doesn't measure up to your logic, then don't do it. Consciously make the best decision that's gonna help your life and the people around you become better people. All right, this is Conscious Thoughts. We are signing out and we are taking our identity back.